is the network service of the NTA.
Okay, the show is still Morning Ride, and we talked about rape before we went on the break. Of course, a lot of the people who are victims of rape are the vulnerable people, of which our children form a larger part. So still carrying on that discourse, but this time not about rape, still talking about our children, and this time around going into the schools and looking at the issues of environment. I have someone here with me, an elegant lady, I must say. Yes, she is the Senior Special Assistant to the Governor of Lagos State on Schools Advocacy, the Ministry of Environment, Mrs. Adetokunbo Agbesonwa. I got it right?
Yes, you did.
Yeah. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, good to have you here.
I'm happy to be
And
here.
you're looking so radiant and
Thank you.
elegant.
You look radiant too yourself.
Thank you very much. Now, your office basically deals with schools advocacy. You deal basically with our children, but looking at the issues of environment. Can you quickly expatiate, educate our viewers on what exactly you do?
Okay. The office, has a focus on the environment, on climate change, global warming, and the challenges we face. And it's a topical issue globally today. So what the office does is to coordinate all efforts, all things that are being done to educate the children on these challenges, on how. So the main aim is to catch them young, because from experience you see that when people grow into adults, their habits are formed, and they are difficult to change. So what the state government is trying to do is to catch the children young by educating them, so that when they grow, they conform to good standards. And now Lagos State has a peculiar problem. We have population explosion that continues every day. And with all these, we have challenges on infrastructure, on the environment, on everything, rent. And this type of situation causes a lot of damage to the environment. So, and Lagos State has to now contend with providing more infrastructure, with contending with pollution control, and every day people are coming into Lagos. In fact, about 3,000 people come to Lagos every day.
Wow.
Now, you have that, the children are growing, the adults are growing, the number. So it's only expedient to attack a problem from its root. So instead of just saying, okay, don't pollute the environment and all that, let's go to the children, educate as many of them as we can, so that when they grow, even if they leave Lagos State, and if they continue to stay in Lagos State, they will conform, and we will spend less on environmental pollution, on say waste management. Don't throw your pure water nylon in the gutter. They already know, and they would even act as agents of change in society. If you look well, if you think as a parent, when you do something wrong, your child comes and says, "Mom, why did you put that pure water nylon in the gutter?" Or you say, you children, like some people do, when it's raining, they say, go and throw your waste quickly. It's raining, go and throw it in the gutter or in the lagoon. But when we've told these children what is right and what is wrong in schools, they will tell their parents, "Mom, they told us
This
in
is
school,
wrong.
you might need to have to cane that child to do the wrong thing. But the child knows, oh, they told me
Yes,
this.
that this is what
so
is right.
what we're trying to do is mold the minds of the children into proper waste management practices,
Okay.
knowing about the change that is affecting the climate and their future. It is their future that is being threatened, not us.
Yes.
Because they are the ones that are going to be here when climate
When
change,
all of
when
it
all
comes
the
down.
catastrophe comes down.
Yeah.
So we are trying to let these children be prepared.
All right.
And then when they grow up as adults, a lot of them will even go and have professions that would help the environment. A lot of them will contribute to research that will help the environment. So it's a wholesome thing.
Yes.
That
Now, I know that in recent times, at least in the past 3-4 years, especially with the present administration of Governor Babatunde Fashola, there has been a lot of focus on climate change issues. In fact, Lagos State has sent a lot of representatives. Every year they keep sending representatives to, the talks, the conferences on climate change and all of that. When we look at the activities of your own office, how does it unfold, to these children? Is it in form of maybe citizenship classes, seminars, or what? Well, I mean, what is it about exactly?
It's a wholesome approach
Yes.
to the issue. First thing that the Lagos State government does is to give education, that type of education, to the teachers. Because in a formal setting, the only way you can get children to assimilate easily is in the classroom setting.
Yes.
So the teachers...
Yeah, I think we have some visuals that are being shown now. I think that's part of the activities.
Yes.
That
In this visual, we took children to Germany, our environmental champions. We took them to Germany for them to learn more, to see what is happening in developed countries.
Okay.
And in this scenario, we are in the Nature Watch studio,
Yes.
the Nature Watch museum
Okay.
in Germany. And you can see one of our children learning. There's a lot in that museum. And you can see some of our children there taking notes.
Yes.
At this one, we were learning about flooding. And that is one peculiar issue with the Lagos State.
Exactly. Okay, so yeah, you were talking about the schools. What exactly you do with the children in the schools?
Yes, what we do, formally, the Lagos State government trains its teachers because in Nigeria, the issue of environmental education has been inculcated in the curricula, but it's going into science subjects, social studies, and some other areas. So they are using it to educate the children. Okay. So we are also training teachers so that they can deliver this education to the children. But we also want to say that apart from the formal class setting,
yes,
we now have environmental related clubs.
Yes.
Now we have the Climate Change Club managed by the Ministry of Environment. We have Lawma Club by the Lagos State Waste Management Authority. We have Lagos State Wastewater Management Club. We call them Environmental Sewage Ambassadors.
Okay.
And then we have Lagos Power Kids.
All having the kids involved.
Yes, all having the kids involved, but with different focus. The Climate Change Club has a wholesome focus, but all other ones have even specialized focus. And we are using these clubs to, create even more awareness in an extracurricular fashion for the children.
Okay.
So at every point in time, we want to throw this information and knowledge at children. And we are not just focusing on the children, because we know that children always have, at every stage in life, people who come in points of contact with them.
Yes.
So we are approaching parents and those who have legal and safe contact with the children, to volunteer, because we are thinking of a way to sustain this environment, this education that we are giving them. And when we have a lot of people coming in to volunteer, we have our volunteer management program, and parents, groups who have point of contact and whom we screen are trained, and then we let them go to the schools at free times to talk to the children. So we have many things.
Sorry, please, is this still part of the German trip?
Yes, this is part of the German trip. This is where we were at the forest reserve. You know, here we were we were trying to teach the children and see how, you know, Germany preserves its forest. And you can see those are the Climate Change Club members there.
Okay.
It was quite cold that day, so we were trying to be in our winter jackets.
Yes.
The man is trying to show them how we're talking about sustainable forest preservation. Here is trying to show how they cut down selectively certain trees for economic and other purposes so that the forest is preserved.
Okay.
So we're not just saying don't cut down trees. There are times like you might need to have a surgical operation. They need to cut you open.
Yes.
So this is what we were teaching. You know, the children were able to learn in that clip.
Wow, that's interesting. I mean, you seem to be doing so much. Now, you mentioned something about environmental champions.
Yes.
Well, who are these? They're also the children, right?
Yes, they are the children.
Did they go through a phase of competitions or something?
Yes, they go through a series of competitions. We have, in the Climate Change Club department, we have Me and My Tree competition, where they plant trees, they nurture them, and the best, you know, set of children win. We have quiz competition. We just recently finished a quiz competition on TV where we had the best children. We went around the whole local governments and picked about 3 from each zone, and we had about 100 children, and they went for the quiz, and we now have winners.
Fantastic.
And these are, you know, all these, we have a lot of things, and all these things are to let these children be aware that knowing about this thing and putting your mind in it, you will get a lot of returns.
Yes,
you get a lot of value. Apart from it being a form of assistance to the government, to society, to everybody.
It's actually an assistance to themselves too.
And you know, one funny thing is that the children find it so interesting. When we went to Germany, the children were so excited. When we go on tours, when we go to talk to children, parents and children are so excited because this issue of global warming, climate change is here with us.
Definitely.
It is a problem. It is what we face. You see flooding. You see coastal erosion. You see
desertification as well.
You see so much rainfall. All these are issues that are caused not only by the natural environment, but by human activities. And we are causing this climate to change. And we are causing the earth to react. So when these children and parents, when they see what we are talking about, they are so excited because it's not something that we've been doing in the past. So it's a new thing, it's a topical issue, it's an important issue for the betterment of everybody. And the earth. Yes.
Wow, fantastic. You're doing so much. But I want to, well, you're on the hot seat, but I want to put you on a hotter seat. So are we just looking at Lagos State schools? There are other schools that are not owned by the state government here.
Yeah.
So is it just the public schools you're looking at?
It's not just the public schools. We're talking all children in public and secondary, private and primary, everything, all children. Because why would we want to take an information to just public schools when a lot of children are in private schools? We have about 3 million children plus in all schools in Lagos State. If you have that education to 3 million children, you can imagine the ricochet effect you will have on society. So, and this will continue, you know, every time intermittently. So you can imagine what society stands to gain from it.
Now, taking it away from the schools, what has the response to these programs been like? Not just by the children, but also the parents at home. What has their response been? What's the feedback you've been getting?
Well, the feedback we've been getting is that the children have been acting as agents of change at home and everywhere they've been. A lot of parents will come and say, oh, my son said, no, madam, you can't put this, mommy, you can't put this in the gutter. No, don't put on the light. Don't do this. We have documentaries. We have so many things to educate these children that when they get home, even in society, when they are playing, at every point, they are exhibiting their knowledge. They are, they are happy to talk about it. They are happy to be even contributing something to the environment. So when they have adults or anybody, children, you can't stop them.
Yes.
They will tell you that man is doing something wrong. But we adults will say, oh, I think if I talk here, I might lose my job or anything. So children are very, very innocent agents of change. What you put in there, they will bring. They will give to you. So if you put in good stuff in there, they will give you. And when they grow up, they will confirm. Now we also know that the challenges we face is the fact that adults are grown.
Yes.
And they have set values, set habits. So what government has to do with adults is to provide sanctions, to provide a lot of awareness. If your marketplace is dirty and we talk to you and you don't conform, we would have to sanction you. So the government is trying to spend less on sanctions, and more on conformity, from the innermost parts of their minds. And the best way is to just start with the children.
With the children.
Yes.
Now, like I said before at the beginning of this discuss, Lagos State has been sending a lot of representatives to all the conferences and all of that. Are we looking at our children being involved, in these conferences as well at a later date?
Our children have always been involved. Yes.
Okay.
And at the upcoming conference, I hope a lot of people will come and hear what we have to say. The youths are going to talk about what they are doing. The youths, the children, you will hear about what we are doing with the children and the environment.
Fantastic, fantastic. It's been a pleasure speaking with you this morning, Mrs. Adetokunbo Agbesonwa. Agbesonwa. Yes, I really have to learn that very, very Agbesonwa. Thank you so much. I mean, she's the Senior Special Assistant to the Governor of Lagos State on Schools Advocacy Ministry of Environment. Thank you so much because you're doing so much. You're helping to form our children, in the ways that they will follow, and thereby also trying and helping to save the environment. Thank you so much.
It's a great pleasure.
Yeah, thank you. All right. Well, we're fast running out of time on the show, but we'll take a break right now. And after that, we'll commence with our closing formalities.